Every day in India, the same story is seen somewhere. A man relieving himself against a wall that says, यहाँ पेशाब करना मना है. It's forbidden to urinate here. Garbage piled upon roadsides. Girls getting teased and harassed on streets while people just watch. And traffic jams that turn a 20-minute drive into 2 hours. And then we look at Singapore. Clean streets, safe public spaces, disciplined traffic, a skyline that feels like the future. So the question is, why can't India look like that? Why can't the world's fastest growing economy give its own people the same dignity, the same safety, the same future? In 1965, Singapore was poorer than India. No resources, no strong army, not even enough water to drink. But Singapore had one thing: leadership. Lee Kuan Yew and his team cared deeply for their people and treated the nation as one unit. The first thing they invested in was education. They made sure every Singaporean had access to good schools and training, because an educated society understands the discipline, values ethics, and cooperates with the government. But education alone is not enough. No matter how educated people are, if the system itself is corrupt, education and discipline are of no use. That's why Singapore went after corruption with full force. From lowest officer to the highest minister, no one was above the law. And to make this possible, they built strong institutions. Their investigating agencies were given full independence. In Singapore, even the Prime Minister or the President can be investigated without permission. That level of accountability changed everything. Then came housing, and this was revolutionary. The government provided homes to its people on a 99-year lease. It didn't matter whether you were Chinese, Indian, or Malay. The state treated every citizen equally and gave every family a roof over their head. And after 99 years, that land and property returned to the government, allowing them to use it again for future generations. This way, no one is left homeless, and the nation always keeps control of its own resources. This vision of housing didn't just build apartments. It built unity. It built equality. It built a nation. But while Singapore was building, what was happening in India? The truth is, India is not Singapore. India is 1.4 billion people, hundreds of languages, every decision debated for years. Democracy gives freedom, but it also slows down progress. And corruption, bureaucracy, and lack of accountability eat away at every good plan. Take education for an example. India produces world-class engineers, doctors, scientists. But millions of Indians still lack even basic schooling. And when education is missing, ethics disappear too. That's why People still spit on the streets, still urinate on walls. Some even throw stones at new trains. And many ignore rules that are made to help them. But even if people improve, what about the system? Every Indian knows that at the ground level, corruption is everywhere. To get a driving license, to register a land, to get a file cleared in a government office, money often has to change hands. And the bigger problem, the very institution that should fight corruption are not independent. Agencies like the CBI or ED are under political control. Imagine this. If the boss himself has to be investigated, the agency first needs permission from the boss. How can there ever be accountability in such system? That is the difference. In Singapore, institutions were made powerful and independent. In India, institutions are made to serve politics. And finally, housing. On paper, India has announced housing schemes for the poor again and again. Party leaders promise homes for every family, clean water for every household. Sometimes the leader may even have good intentions, but the people working under him, the officers, the local authorities, are often corrupt. So even if a scheme is announced, it gets lost in bureaucracy and bribes. The money disappears before it reaches the poor. And this story repeats every few years. Governments change, promises change, but the result is the same. The poor continue to live in slums and on the streets, waiting for a promise that never arrives. But is this the whole story of India? Or does India still have a chance to rise? India is not just a story of problems. India is also a story of opportunity. No other country has what India has today. A young population, full of energy and ambition. More than 65% of Indians are below the age of 35. This is a workforce bigger than entire population of many other nations. India's digital revolution has already surprised the world. From UPI payments to global IT services, India has shown that it can innovate at a scale. Startups are booming. Metros are being built. Global investors are lining up, calling India the alternative to China. This means India has something Singapore never had: scale. If used well, India can not only match Singapore's progress, but even build something greater. But opportunity is not just about numbers. It's about mindset. The mindset of the people, the politician, the bureaucrats, and the officer. They are no different. Most Indians focus only on their own growth, without caring for the streets they live on, the neighbors they live with, or the society around them. And this selfishness even enters families. Brothers fight over property, sometimes even kill each other. For years, women were harassed or burnt over dowry. If Indians can do this to their own blood, how can they truly care for strangers or for society? People forget, if society collapses, no one escapes. But if society rises together, everyone grows. So the real question is, will Indians use this chance to finally think beyond themselves, or let selfishness destroy the future before it even arrives? So, can India become Singapore? The answer is no. India is too big, too diverse, too democratic to copy Singapore. But maybe India doesn't need to. Maybe India's future is not to be another Singapore, but something even bigger. For that, leaders must have vision, institutions must be free, and people must learn that true growth comes when society grows together. The only question is, will India build a future greater than Singapore, or keep repeating the same mistakes forever? This is ThinkTell. Subscribe for more stories like this, because you think and we tell.